Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The exit polls have given a reality check to many, those who were thinking that the 27-year anti-incumbency factor will boomerang for the BJP. The Congress, which was considered to be the direct challenger to the BJP, is losing the plot plus connect with the voters, even as Rahul Gandhi is on his Bharat Jodo Yatra. On the other hand, Kejriwal, who rode Ab Ki Baar Aapki Sarkar, but the exit poll actually show a poor show and no big dramatic entry for the Aam Aadmi Party in Gujarat. If one is to go by the exit polls, the Congress is losing even its traditional voter base, that is the Muslims. After all, this vote bank politics, if they still lose the Muslim votes, it will be something that the Congress party needs to rethink about. In 2019 Lok Sabha polls, 70% of Muslim votes went to the Congress party in Gujarat, but the projection for the 2022 battle shows that 40% of Muslims might have voted for the Aam Aadmi Party and only 38% for the Congress. In 2017, the Grand Old Party clocked votes of at least 64% of the Muslim voters. Now compare this to Kejriwal, who this time too gave multiple prophecies in writing, and the main one being that his top two generals, Gopal Italia and party state chief and candidate from Katgram, and Isudan Garbi, the chief ministerial face and candidate from Kambalia, will win with a huge margin. But as of now, they both seem to be involved in a very, very close contest. One against the Congress party and the other against the BJP, with no edge whatsoever against the competitors. Listen in to what then Kejriwal had to say on November 28th.
लिख के दे देते हैं, वो लिख के दे देते हैं। 3 लिखे हैं मैंने। हमारे प्रदेश अध्यक्ष गोपाल इटालिया भारी मार्जिन से जीत रहे हैं। हमारे सीएम उम्मीदवार ईशुदान जी भारी मार्जिन से जीत रहे हैं। अल्पेश जी वराछा से भारी मार्जिन से जीत रहे हैं। तीनों जीत रहे हैं।
Mr. Kejriwal, who had claimed that Aam Aadmi Party will form Sarkar, is now saying that even a 15 to 20% vote share for a new entrant is noteworthy. Listen in to the change stand.
पॉजिटिव है, नई पार्टी है, नई पार्टी ने एंट्री की है और कह रहे थे कि बीजेपी जो है गढ़ है इन लोगों का, तो इतनी कोई 15% 20% वोट शेयर पहली बार अगर कोई पार्टी जाए तो बड़ी बात है.
On the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rahul Gandhi's yatra is passing from everywhere other than where the polls were held. He even gave flying kisses to people who gathered at the BJP's office in Rajasthan, Jalawar, to catch a glimpse of the march. But it was countered with Modi Modi chants. The pollsters predicted that his Bharat Jodo Yatra has failed at Voter Jodo mission. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the legitimate question on the News Hour tonight. Gujarat result, is it a reality check for the opposition before the 2024 elections? That's the question, and that's the debate. December 8th with Times Now. That's the hashtag and the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me tonight, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, national spokesperson of the BJP, Jay Mruk, Psephologist and political analyst, Ishkaran Bhandari, advocate, Shubh Malhotra, political analyst, Kamru Choudhury, leader of the Congress party, Ashutosh, also senior journalist, with me on this debate. And the question I want to ask Mr. Kamru Choudhury. Kamru Choudhury ji, if the exit polls, and I'm putting the rider up there because I know the first defense will be abhi to result kahan aaya hai, 8th of December is when the results will come. So the rider is, we are going by the exit poll data that's come out, and in this exit poll data it clearly shows that the basic vote bank that the Congress party had in Gujarat also seems to be shifting to the Aam Aadmi Party, and the Congress party, a challenger to the BJP in the last 27 years, which hasn't been able to move the BJP out of Gujarat, now is really second to a new entrant which has entered the fray. You know, if this is not the death knell of the Congress party, at least electorally speaking, what will be?
Well, Navika, very good evening to you. You know, today I just wanted to be candid with your show. There are, considering these exit polls to be the exact polls, let me just discuss on the basis of the exit polls only. You know, I have drawn 3 inferences from the exit polls so far. Let me just point it out for the benefit of your viewers. You know, first, in an election like Gujarat, where there is no level playing field, then you have got a media which is not favorable for the opposition. Then the third point is that just prior to the elections of Gujarat, 3 to 4 months before that, the media began projecting Aam Aadmi Party as a viable alternative to the Congress in defeating the BJP. Now you take the example of Goa elections. Aam Aadmi Party went out there, spent crores and crores of money out there, bought MLAs from this party, that party, fought the election, lost the election, wound up, dukaan band kiya, and they came back. So in ultimately what they did was they helped the Bharatiya Janata Party in winning the state of Goa. Now in Gujarat also, I am not doubting the credibility of the voters whom they are voted, they have voted. But still then, considering all these factors, don't you think that a level playing field in Gujarat is not coming in the next maybe the next few years also, until and unless we all rise up to the occasion to save the electoral democracy that we have, rather than becoming an autocracy? First and foremost,
no. What are you saying? What are you saying? Are you saying level playing field nahi tha? Because there, you know, level playing field, if you are saying, then really you are a bad loser. And if this kind of an allegation comes after the exit polls.
No, I don't.
You know, you're sounding like Mr. Akhilesh Yadav
Navika,
in Mainpuri
I wanted to be candid out here. If you permit me 30 seconds. No, I don't sound like anybody. You see the difference in the campaign modes of Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress out here. We went in for a silent campaign, simple as that. I am very candid today. We didn't have the money, we didn't have the resources to spend. You see how many ministers, how many chief ministers visited Gujarat from other BJP ruled states, how many thousands of crores have been poured in the Gujarat elections, how the voters were manipulated by the media. In fact, I am not blaming your alone. There are
what do you mean by your alone? What have we done?
Now,
no. What have we done? What have we done? Please, if you are making an allegation, either substantiate it or take your words back. No, Mr. Kamru Choudhury. I do not appreciate allegations being flung around so loosely at us. And what have we done wrong? You know, the exit polls, not just the Times Now exit poll, every exit poll is showing a record-breaking promise. No. You know, this is unfair. Please apologize. Mr. Kamru Choudhury, I'm only asking you, is there a problem internally? As a journalist, I have the right to ask a question. But you are saying, and you are alleging that we have done something underhand. Either prove it or apologize.
Able to substantiate my viewpoint, let the voters decide whether I am right or wrong. Let the voters decide. Let your audience decide whether I am right or wrong.
I am not in the field for getting voters. I am not in the field for votes, sir. I am doing my job, and I have done this absolutely sincerely and truthfully in the last 31 years, sir. And I will not have anybody sitting here and making loose allegations at me and my channel. Mr. Kamru Choudhury, you know, you are not winning elections after 75 years of being in existence in this country, and before that. And you are today so frustrated that you want to take it out on the media. This is so unfair.
No, why are you so jumpy tonight? Navika, I told you I am discussing this in your panel very candidly. And I just don't want to hide whatever feelings as a Congress worker I have. What is my perception? That thousands and millions of Indians will have. I have a
very simple question. No. Now I want to go across the panel. Now I want to go across the panel on this question. Number one, Ashutosh. The Congress is losing because the media has made them lose, the election commission has made them lose, but they are actually a spectacular party which should actually win elections with closed eyes every election that comes up. Is that what Mr. Kamru Zaman wants us to believe, and is that justified?
No, I don't think Kamru Choudhury Sahab has been right in alleging. The fact of the matter is the election is held. Every party has an open field. If you don't have resources, you can't blame opposition, you can't blame media. If you don't have candidates, you can't blame others. If you can't contest election, you can't blame others. The fact of the matter is that whether the level playing field is not, it's up to you. How you manage resources, how you contest election, how you elect your candidates, that's for the party concerned. You can't blame others. So the fact of the matter is, in Gujarat, when the history will be written, this will be one of the glorious mysteries in 2022, that why Congress abdicated its role. In 2017, the people of Gujarat has given you 27 seats, and they expected you that in the next 5 years, you work so hard that you could dislodge BJP. Unfortunately, there was no leadership. There was no leader of opposition. There was no in charge for many, many months. And finally, a new party enters. It creates a great optics for himself. I must congratulate Arvind Kejriwal, despite me being a great critique. But he managed to hold his fort. And BJP managed to hold its fort. But where is the Congress party? Why Rahul Gandhi did not go and campaign? Why Priyanka Gandhi did not go and campaign? They had gone just for a day or two. Mr. Narendra Modi, Mr. Amit Shah has been fighting there day in and day out. And being a prime minister, he can do that. Why others can't do it? So please don't blame us.
Exactly my point. I'm coming to you, Jemruk, but Gaurav Bhatia. Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, आपकी गलती है. You took so many chief ministers there. हमारी गलती है because we are the media, and गलती है election commission की, EVM की, what have you. There is no level playing field, says Kamru Zaman Choudhury. How justified is that statement coming from a loser party?
Navika, we should all wait for the results, and I would not let any speaker take away from the hard work, dedication, the sincere leadership that Shri Narendra Modi ji, JP Nadda ji, Amit Shah ji and BJP provides to the people of Gujarat, Himachal and to the country today. We are very confident we will be forming the government in both these states which have gone for elections. And I must also say it's historic for many reasons. First, it is historic because 7 consecutive elections win. After independence, it has only happened once in West Bengal by the left, and BJP is going to repeat that. Second, the sheer number of seats projected in the exit polls. Some of the exit polls are showing 151, 155. That itself says the kind of faith people have in the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi ji and Bhupendra Patel ji. Second, and most importantly, you know, one needs to understand when a Congress sympathizer here says and blames the media, he's actually saying there is no level playing field. But people are saying, नाच ना आवे आंगन टेढ़ा. तमाम उम्र ये गलती मैं करता रहा, धूल चेहरे पे थी, मैं शीशे को साफ करता रहा. This is the problem of the Congress party, and I will just give you certain examples to show how far away he is from reality. He just mentioned Goa. Now in Goa, the Bharatiya Janata Party got 33% votes. The Congress got 23. He was blaming Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party got 6.7%. If you add both the votes of Congress and AAP, they are still far less than the Bharatiya Janata Party. Second, he said he doesn't have the money. Congress Party doesn't lack money because they have been corrupt enough to earn a lot of money. We all know that. But they lack credible leadership. They lack ideology. They lack a cadre. Cadre is all divided, as we have seen earlier. So therefore, don't blame others. It is time that you introspect why people of India cannot repose faith in Congress, which is one of the oldest parties in the country, but they are willing to give that space to a party like Aam Aadmi Party. Third and most important, you know, they never had an agenda. The Bharatiya Janata Party was talking about the development work that we have done in Gujarat and Himachal, and the Congress party was busy abusing and using derogatory terms for Narendra Modi ji. In a positive environment where people want to see your agenda, it doesn't help when you call the Prime Minister Ravan, when you say teri auqat dikhayenge. I think that kind of hateful politics has been rejected by the people of Gujarat and Himachal.
Well, respond. Yes, yes. Right of rebuttal to Kamru Choudhury.
Can I? Now, Navika, you cut me out. I was making the point, the perception that the media creates, the fourth pillar of democracy. That is what's ultimately coupled with the social media has very successful in influencing the voter base as of today. We are not blaming the voter, we are not blaming any media, but the fact remains, if in a 24 hours 7, please let me say, please, do you remember the 2002 riots? Do you remember the 2002 riots? Do you remember the
Mr. Kamru Choudhury? Now this is pot calling the kettle black. My friend, a superstar can put out the maximum advertising. He can put out his faces on posters, but if the film storyline is not good, people are not going to watch, and that's exactly what's happening to Bollywood, my friend. So Kamru Choudhury, a movie will sell if there is a storyline and people accept that storyline. But Jem Rugh is the psephologist here, and Jem Rugh, I want to ask you this question. When you look at the exit poll and the numbers and the data, and you've been crunching it all day, even now on your computer, I want to ask you, what is really happening on ground zero if the BJP were to upset a 37-year-old record in Himachal and repeat its own performance after 27 years of anti-incumbency in Gujarat? What's happening on the ground that the Congress is completely missing? And not just the Congress, it is other political parties in the opposition, because the story is the same, whether it is Bihar, where there is a by-election, whether it is Uttar Pradesh, where there is a by-election, the story seems to be the same. A nervous, edgy opposition blaming everybody else except themselves.
No, very clearly, the opposition now needs to get out of coma. See, even the parties like Aam Aadmi Party, which have been very hyperactive, as Mr. Kamru said, they spent crores of rupees. They too need to realize that there needs to be a lot of strategy and planning to win an election. Point number one. Point number two, I think for the Congress, especially for Mr. Kamru first, they had 77 seats in 2017. Therefore, they actually missed power. I mean, Navika, this is a number which we should talk. They missed power by 15 seats only last time, 92. They were at the gates of power. They had 5 years to cross those 15 extra seats.
And they've less than halved themselves.
Less than half themselves. Now, how did they less than half themselves? You know, in corporate world, we have something called an EWS. Now, that's called early warning signal, okay? The first EWS for Congress, okay, not the quota one, the first EWS for Congress actually came in the year 2021 itself, when the AAP did well in the municipal polls. Mr. Rahul Gandhi should have woken up that time, taken to the streets in Gujarat, because those polls showed that the fence-sitting voters were going to the AAP. I mean, 1.5 years of coma, nothing. I mean, where a Bharat Jodo and where a 1.5 year effort to cross just those 15 seats? They would have done it had they just woken up in time.
Well, Shubh Malhotra. No, 1 minute, Kamru Zamanji. Shubh Malhotra is with us. Shubh Malhotra is with us. And Shubh Malhotra, आप तो जीतने निकले थे गुजरात. अब 15% से 20% वोट शेयर में ही खुश हो गए. I know it's a great entry for a party. If it does manage to get 10%, 50%, anything in double digits is great achievement. But the claims were very tall. So should we say that the Aam Aadmi Party has managed to push the Congress Party into a corner and that is the achievement? Or should we say that the Aam Aadmi Party has got the fence sitters under its belt and that is the achievement? Or should we say that the performance is underwhelming compared to the claims that had been made in the beginning about winning the elections? Where would you stand?
Yeah, it's the former two. And with respect to the third point, somewhere I feel that exit polls have always been habitual offenders as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, probably because, they fail to capture the deprived section of the society, the voices of the deprived section, which are, inherently are not very vocal. And they are the main voters of the Aam Aadmi Party. But still, I will have to give it to them that confidently coming forward with 20% of the vote share, if that is what exactly is at all being predicted, I think it's the bastion of BJP that they have entered into full force with at this point in time. And I think it's a very commendable performance. But I think somewhere they have gone a little beyond just taking Congress's share. I think they're going to create a big dent in BJP's share also. And that, of course, is going to be evident with once the results come out, because I feel that somewhere it is only Aam Aadmi Party which had the discourse right with respect to the joblessness, with respect to the different issues of Gujarat, how they highlighted the Delhi model, and at the same time the cadre of Congress and the cadre of BJP also I feel somewhere were quite in a state of disarray. I mean 40 MLAs denied tickets, 11 of them tried to stand independent and they were removed from the party. They changed some 3 or 4 CMs in the course of last 1 year, and it was all a complete mess. And so was their campaign. The way they came forward with the sting operations and the language being used, I kind of disagree that they spoke about the development that has taken place and they were not able to answer for Morbi, they were not able to answer for Latha, they were not able to answer for the 16 paper leaks, they were not able to answer for the 10,000 crore illegal liquor that is being sold in Gujarat. So they were not able to answer for about number of things. So that is where Aam Aadmi Party actually entered.
Well, and Ishkaran Bhandari, what about the campaign of the Aam Aadmi Party? They started with saying कि वो तो कृष्ण की बच्चे हैं, जन्माष्टमी में पैदा हुए हैं, कंस को मारने आए हैं, and they end up with the maximum number of Muslim votes coming to them rather than to the Congress. So, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's party, is it a poster party for now the minorities, or is it, and is that why Gopal Italia was playing to a plan when he gave his anti-Hindu statements? Because frankly, at this level, whatever their claims may have been, they were actually targeting the vote bank of the Congress Party.
Navika ji, I will come to what AAP was targeting, but unlike your other panelists, I agree with Mr. Choudhury. Navika Kumar is to be blamed and Times Now is to be blamed for the Congress debacle, because what you are doing, you are speaking the truth. You are saying the emperor has no clothes, and that has long been a scourge in our country. You cannot say the emperor has no clothes. You cannot say it is the fault of the party in power. Today they say that the media is controlled by BJP. BJP won 2 elections in Gujarat when the ruling party in the center was Congress. Let us be very clear. So that defense is also, firstly, it is a wrong defense, but even if that defense was available, they won 2 elections with 7 and 12 with Congress in center. So let's not make excuses. The emperor has no clothes. Now, on to the other aspect of it. We are having 2 parallel separate debates here. BJP is like USA after USSR collapsed. It is in a pole position. It is exhibiting an environment all of its own. It is, as per the exit poll, almost double the vote share of number 2 or number 3 party. The number 2 and number 3 party in their mid-20s, if the exit polls hold true, are fighting for number 2 slot. For Congress, it's annihilation. For AAP, of course, one has to be honest, from starting from 0, if they reach 20, if they reach even 15%, they will feel comfortable. But for BJP, it is not a challenge. To have a challenge, somebody has to reach within 5% of BJP at least, which none of them are today. Congress, if this continues, I won't be surprised if as a national party 2024 is their last election, if they still don't wake up. And I do not think they are capable of waking up from what is coming out right now.
Absolutely. And Kamru Choudhury, you may shoot the messenger, you may shoot us as much as you want. The problem is within.
I am stating the facts. I am stating the facts. Nobody is shooting anybody. But Ishkaran Bandari must remember 34 years of CPM rule in West Bengal also came to a naught. So don't be so arrogant and say that the Indian voters are fools, that they will keep on voting one party
I
after
want
the
to
other.
answer this.
Now why I said this 2.5 hours of Modi voting day parade was live telecasted across all the television channels. Under Election Commission's rules,
Can I answer?
can the television channels carry out the live independently of not showing any other political party or giving space to the other political parties the equal amount of time? We have got a dead Election Commission, Navika. We have got a dead Election Commission that is managing the elections nowadays. The media is showing
Navika ji,
one
can I
side of the
answer this?
story.
My friend, if you've read the notification,
I want to answer this.
if
It's
you've
my
read
answer.
the notification, and this notification has gone on
time
since
to
the
answer.
Congress days, that we are banned from carrying out any opinion polls during the silent period. But
Yes.
we are
Navika ji, I need to
definitely
answer
not
this.
prevented from cutting to news. And news is my call as an editor, not yours, my friend. And Ishkaran Bandari.
2.5 hours
Navika
of
ji, I want to answer this.
Bandari,
Let
they
me
never
answer this.
complain when the
live
Bharat
show
Jodo
is
Yatra
not
is
carrying the news.
telecast live. Why do they complain when Modi is shown?
Political party.
Mr. Chaudhary, you have spoken. Now it's my turn. I didn't interrupt you.
No,
Please
how
don't
many
interrupt
hours will
I
BJP
didn't
get
interrupt you. Please
coverage
let me
in the
finish.
media,
And now let me
and
speak.
how many hours the
I didn't
opposition
interrupt
will
you.
get
Please
space?
One minute,
Who
one
will
minute,
decide
Kamru
that?
Chaudhary,
Mr. Chaudhary,
In the election commission.
Ishkaran Bandari.
We are digging those out. We are
Navika ji,
digging
of
that out.
course.
You can dig
Obviously.
anybody.
Okay, 1 second. Navika ji, of course, it's not only Navika Kumar to be blamed, it is also the EC to be blamed for the debacle. And I take strong objection to say that those who are voting for BJP are fools and they will wake up one day after 34 years or 40 years. Please let us not use this language for the voters of any state of this country. Now coming to the material aspect of it, you were in the center for 10 years. I don't want to name that election commissioner who I've forgotten, who was a very close member of Congress. But even then you were losing in Gujarat. So finally, 2014, you were in power in
Oh, we lost that
Well,
connection.
Congress never
We lost that
used the
connection. But
official
Mr. Gaurav
military
Bhatia, the allegation is
We
the
never
election
used
commission
the-
is
we
compromised,
never
the
used,
media
in
is
fact, PM
compromised.
session was
We
there.
are now being questioned for carrying news. And Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, the Congress is all right. वो सब सही करते हैं, कैंपेन करने नहीं जाते, पैसे नहीं है उनके पास, इलेक्शन बाउंड स्टेट्स में नहीं जाते, कहीं भारत जोड़ो और हो रहा है, लेकिन वो सही हैं, हम गलत हैं.
Navika, a couplet for the Congress. इनके पैरों के नीचे जमीन नहीं है, गजब ये है फिर भी इन्हें यकीन नहीं है. Kamruddin Choudhury mentioned two organizations or pillars of our democracy. One, he was speaking about the media. I think media has been very fair to all political parties, and media has covered the Bharat Todo Yatra as well.
No,
it is
sir,
not
very
media's
sorry.
fault when Bharat Todo Yatra starts.
No.
8 MLAs from the Congress decide to join the BJP. Ghulam Nabi Azad leaves. The crowd are saying that why is Rahul Gandhi so full of hatred when he is meeting George Punaiya and Makutti. But the point is, please read. During the emergency days, the darkest hour in our free India, the Honorable Supreme Court gave two judgments. Bennett Coleman is the same company, the parent company of your channel, and Indian Express judgment, because they were muzzling the media. They will not remember that. Today, they have lost the election, they're losing the election, and they're blaming the media. Second, about the Election Commission of India. Have you heard of Mr. M.S. Gill? After he demitted office from the post of Chief Election Commissioner, he was made a minister in the UPA government. Have you heard of Mr. Naveen Chawla? I'm sure you have. But then, you know, when it comes to the Congress, being fair is not your quality and attribute. So therefore, you would not talk about it. Now the Aam Aadmi Party. The Aam Aadmi Party, like any other citizen, I am very inquisitive, Navika. I remember Arvind Kejriwal signing a document saying that we'll get more than 92 seats. Now in Gujarat, He might be adding some vote share, but is he getting 92 seats? And if he is not, then what is the credibility of a chief minister's signature? Is it just like the words that Arvind Kejriwal uttered when he said, मैं बच्चों की कसम खाता हूं, कांग्रेस से कभी सपोर्ट नहीं लूंगा, मैं अपने गुरु को कभी नहीं ठगूंगा, मैं कसम खाता हूं, मैं कभी इलेक्शन नहीं लड़ूंगा. Today again, he has made a false claim and he is standing exposed. And second, let me make it very clear. Gopal Italia, who said मंदिर महिलाओं के शोषण का अड्डा है, नहीं, मंदिर हमारी आस्था का केंद्र है, हमारी पहचान है, हमारा गुरूर है. And that is why people of Gujarat have given a very befitting response to the anti-Hindu sentiment that the Ayyashi Arajak party displayed.
Well, so let me ask Shubh Malhotra. Shubh Malhotra.
आपके बीच में नहीं बोला था.
No. कमरू जमान चौधरी, आपको गुस्सा आ रहा है, ये मेरी समझ में आ रहा है. You're an angry man, I can figure that out and our viewers can figure that out. But you're angry for all the wrong reasons because you've been given enough opportunity to speak, and you are the last person on this panel who should have an objections to anybody else speaking. But let me get in Shubh Malhotra. Shubh Malhotra, the question here is once again, yes, the fight is between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. Yes, it is a positive development if the Aam Aadmi Party does manage to get a foothold in Gujarat and replaces the Congress Party. But I want to know, does it actually strike at the credibility of the Aam Aadmi Party? Because you are now seeming to be satisfied with just getting a foothold when you actually claimed that you were winning Gujarat, number one. And number two, the question here is that if you are becoming the poster party for the minority votes, I want to ask you this question, that Tahir Hussain and his shenanigans in the Delhi riots, you may have expelled him. The Aam Aadmi Party may have expelled him from the party. But the court's observations today are extremely important. And Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's statements during the Gujarat elections. Somewhere or the other, the polarization is complete.
No, I don't think they run from the platform of polarization, and I will disagree that there is satisfaction in achieving 20%. But at the same time, from what I'm hearing and from the statement that you ran in the beginning of the program, there is definitely a sense of achievement, considering that Gujarat is the bastion of BJP. But at the same time, it is my request to the Congress and the BJP spokesperson that at least now start talking about people's issues, at least now start talking about education, healthcare, roads, at least now start talking about, proper governance, delivery of proper governance, and not really go about all of this propaganda. It's so tiresome. And it is exactly what happened during these elections, that, all of these agendas, they were picking.
Well, hands are going up. Kamru Zaman Choudhury and Gaurav Bhatia both want to respond. Kamru Zaman Choudhury to you first and then Gaurav Bhatia. Kamru Zaman Choudhury ji.
Such a lovely and eloquent speaker from the Aam Aadmi Party. I accept her, all whatever she has said. Let us start from the Lokpal. Can we start that? There the story begins and the story ends. Something, I am not telling just because of any other reason, but Aam Aadmi Party is the biggest fraud that India has got from the Aam Aadmi Party is the biggest fraud to enter electoral politics in India. They have in fact divided the spaces in such a way that the BJP benefited in all the states. In Goa, they have done that. In Gujarat, you will see what is happening.
आप अपना काम ना करें और आम आदमी पार्टी को blame करें कि भाई बीजेपी को जीतने दिया. That Kamru Zaman Choudhury is the most unfair takeaway from the elections. But Gaurav Bhatia, respond before I get in Ashutosh for the final word. Gaurav Bhatia.
I would not allow any representative of a party to steal the thunder from the Bharatiya Janata Party. I think it's a historic mandate, if the exit polls come true, that after 27 years, the pro-incumbency word is resonating with the people of Gujarat. In Himachal,
states in power,
there has always been a change in the government after 5 years, but a new trend is being set by the Bharatiya Janata Party, just like Uttarakhand, because we are trendsetters. And when the AAP sympathizer and a supporter talks about people's issue, Satinder Jain, who is still a minister behind bars for 6 months, not sacked after the Delhi High Court judgment, is it serving the people of Delhi? When framing excise policy during COVID times, Delhiites were asking for oxygen. It was the Bharatiya Janata Party and the central government, Shri Narendra Modi ji, which ensured that. And Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodiya, accused number one, was framing the excise policy. Is it people's issue? Please introspect and reflect. I think it is high time that Arvind Kejriwal is made accountable for all the misdeeds and the corruption that his ministers are indulging in.
Ashutosh, final word. Do you think the opposition is going to get away by only blaming every other pillar of the democracy, or do you think they are lacking a strategy to take on the BJP's juggernaut headed by Prime Minister Modi?
See, first of all, the opposition has to realize that they are fighting against Narendra Modi and the BJP, and it's a very powerful organization, and it has a strategy very clear, and they have got two leaders who are really working hard. I think if opposition is not learning from them, then they can blame anybody and everybody. It doesn't work. See, frankly speaking, Gujarat was ripe for 2022 for the Congress party, and there was no doubt about it in 2022. And they had Jignesh Mewari in their kitty, they had Hardik Patel, they have Alpesh Thakur, all the three stalwarts who really stole thunder from the BJP in 2017, created a problem for the. But today, look at where Hardik Patel is. Where is
Hardik winning this time?
Where is and Jignesh Mewari's talent is not used.
Absolutely.
And it did not work for the last 5 years. So you can't blame everybody, not yourself.
कुछ अपने गरेबा में भी झांक के देखिए कमरुज़मान चौधरी, जो बाहर ढूंढ रहे हैं कारण अंदर ही मिल जाएंगे. And Jamru, before I leave, are you sticking your neck out on Himachal Pradesh, because all poll of polls said it's going the BJP way. One poll said Congress has the advantage. Where are you?
I think it would be like Uttarakhand last year. BJP bucked the alternating trend, reinstated a government. The same shall happen in Himachal.
Well, in that case, Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, I hope you have a good night's sleep and you come up with a better strategy tomorrow morning, because this is not looking good for the Congress party. आप जिसको भी blame करना चाहते हैं जरूर करें, but as they say, nothing succeeds like success, and success has many fathers, failure has none, and that is being exemplified by the Congress party tonight. Thank you very much to my panelists joining me on debate number 1.